he'd see muscle tone again. After years of feeling weaker, getting winded, climbing stairs, and watching his arms thin out, he assumed this was just how aging worked. "You're getting older, accept it," people would say. But Robert refused to accept a life of fatigue and declining strength. It wasn't just about looking fit, it was about independence. The small things he used to do effortlessly, carrying groceries, opening jars, getting out of a chair without holding on to something, had started to become a daily struggle. He worried, deep down, that one day he'd fall and not be able to get up. The frustration was real, and he wasn't alone. After 60, our bodies naturally begin to lose muscle mass in a process called sarcopenia. In fact, studies show adults can lose up to 8% of muscle per decade after 40, and that number only goes up as we age. Less muscle doesn't just mean weaker arms or legs. It also means slower metabolism, more belly fat, reduced energy, and even higher blood sugar levels. Robert had type 2 diabetes, and every time his doctor talked about managing blood sugar, it came back to one thing: muscle. The more muscle you maintain, the better your body handles glucose, his doctor said. It was eye-opening. Muscle wasn't just about strength. It was also about protecting his heart, managing diabetes, and reducing belly fat. So he made a decision. He didn't want to risk side effects from risky medications or fancy injections. Instead, he started with something that felt simple but powerful: a scoop of natural protein powder. Not some synthetic gym supplement loaded with chemicals, but a clean, natural whey isolate with no added sugar. He added it to his morning oatmeal, sometimes a smoothie. Within weeks, something shifted. He started noticing better energy in the morning, less fatigue throughout the day. When he did light exercises, simple resistance bands or walking up a hill, he recovered faster. His doctor noticed his blood pressure came down slightly. And Robert? He noticed his confidence come back. It wasn't magic. The science behind it is surprisingly solid. As we age, our body becomes less efficient at using the protein we eat. So even if you're eating chicken, eggs, or beans, your body may not be absorbing enough to trigger muscle growth. That's why experts recommend increasing high-quality protein intake after 60. But not all protein is the same. Whey protein isolate is one of the most absorbable forms. Quickly digested, easy on the stomach, and rich in leucine, the key amino acid that signals your muscles to grow. Think of leucine like a switch. Without enough of it, your body won't bother building new muscle tissue, even if you're exercising. And here's the part many seniors miss: even light movement becomes more effective when paired with high-quality protein. Robert didn't start bench pressing or lifting heavy weights. He did light chair squats, walking, gentle arm movements, nothing fancy. But with protein supporting his muscle repair, those small moves created big results. Some days, he mixed the powder into Greek yogurt. Other days, just water and a banana. The key was consistency. One scoop every day, about 25 grams of protein, and small, intentional movements. At his next checkup, his blood sugar levels had improved, his belly fat had decreased slightly, and his posture looked stronger. But what stood out the most? His energy. That spark he thought was gone, it was back. His wife noticed he was more active in the mornings. His grandkids noticed he could keep up during walks. And he noticed something deeply personal. He no longer feared aging. For the first time in years, he felt like he had control over his body again. There's a misconception that muscle is only for bodybuilders or athletes. But for seniors, muscle is your shield. It helps stabilize joints, supports the heart, improves insulin sensitivity, and burns more calories even when you're resting. It even helps reduce the risk of falls and fractures. But this isn't about living in the gym or pushing yourself hard. It's about smart, targeted action, supporting your body with what it actually needs, and using a clean, natural protein to bridge the gap. In fact, new research shows that seniors who take a whey protein supplement daily, without any extreme workouts, can still improve their muscle mass, reduce abdominal fat, and support better blood sugar control. It works because it restores what time slowly takes away: amino acids, energy, and cellular repair. For Robert, it was more than just physical. With each week, his mind felt sharper too. His sleep improved. He started waking up with purpose, planning small walks or stretching routines. And each day, as he stirred that protein scoop into his breakfast, he felt like he was doing something powerful for himself. Not just reacting to aging, but actively aging better. Even if you're dealing with high blood pressure, diabetes, or extra belly weight, adding the right kind of protein can help turn things around. It's not a replacement for medical care, but it is a proven support tool. And for seniors, that's game-changing. In part 2, we'll explore what happened over the next 30 days of Robert's journey, including how he adjusted his meals, which natural foods helped his results even more, and the one small mistake that nearly slowed his progress. The next 30 days brought changes Robert never expected. He didn't suddenly become a bodybuilder or drop 20 pounds overnight, but what he experienced was better. Sustainable progress that felt natural and realistic for someone in their late 60s. He added a few more simple habits. After realizing how much impact his breakfast protein had, he made a small change to lunch, adding a boiled egg or a handful of almonds. Dinner stayed mostly the same, but he started eating a little earlier and included green vegetables like spinach or broccoli for extra magnesium and fiber. These choices weren't extreme, they were doable, and he kept using the same natural whey protein supplement daily. 1 scoop, 25 grams. No artificial sweeteners, no added sugars. That's important, especially for people managing blood pressure or diabetes. Many cheap protein powders hide sugar, sodium, or synthetic additives that can make health problems worse. But Robert stayed with clean, trusted ingredients. His energy kept improving. In week 2, something unexpected happened. His evening cravings disappeared. For years, he battled the habit of late-night snacking, especially sweets. But now, with stable blood sugar and better muscle recovery, those cravings faded. This also helped reduce his belly fat without needing intense calorie cutting or strict diets. His doctor called it metabolic reset. Robert just called it peace of mind. Around this time, his sleep got deeper. For seniors, better sleep is often the missing link in recovery. The amino acids in whey protein, especially tryptophan, helped support serotonin levels, which naturally improved his sleep cycle. He started waking up refreshed instead of groggy, but not everything was perfect. 1 week, he skipped protein for 3 days while traveling. He noticed his energy dipped, and he felt a little sore after walking more than usual. It was a small reminder. His progress wasn't luck. It was the result of consistently supporting his body with the right fuel. That's when he realized this was no longer just a supplement. It had become part of his lifestyle. He returned to his routine, and within a few days, he was back on track. His muscles felt less stiff, his belly looked flatter, and his walking pace improved. In fact, he even started doing light resistance band training twice a week, just 10 minutes at home. No gym needed. His confidence grew with each rep, each step, each better night of sleep. By the end of the month, Robert's friends started noticing. "You look stronger," one neighbor said. "What are you doing differently?" He smiled and simply said, "I'm feeding my body what it really needs." No one believed muscle growth after 60 was possible until they saw it happen. Slowly, steadily, and naturally. And here's what's truly amazing. His latest lab results showed his blood pressure had stabilized. His systolic number had dropped slightly. His fasting glucose improved, and his triglycerides came down too. His doctor said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." That validation meant everything. Robert learned that real change doesn't have to come from extreme diets or punishing workouts. It comes from understanding your body's needs and giving it the nutrients to thrive, especially the ones that decline with age. Protein, especially from clean whey isolate, is at the top of that list. For seniors watching this, here's the big takeaway. Your body still wants to grow, heal, and improve. You haven't missed your window. You're not too late, and you don't need to be in a gym or give up your favorite foods, but you do need to give your muscles what they're asking for. High-quality protein, a little movement, and rest. The great part? Even those dealing with high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes can safely benefit from this approach. When the protein is clean, low in carbs, sugar-free, and naturally sourced, it becomes a tool, not a risk. It helps stabilize insulin, reduce abdominal fat, and improve metabolism, all things that support heart health. And if you're struggling with belly fat that just won't budge, remember, muscle is your hidden weapon. The more lean tissue you maintain, the more calories your body burns at rest, even when you're sleeping or sitting. That's how Robert started reversing years of slow gain without cutting all his carbs or skipping meals. Today, Robert's story is more than a personal success. It's a quiet rebellion against the idea that aging must mean decline. He proved that with a scoop of natural protein, a few smart food choices, and light daily movement, anyone over 60 can build strength, improve energy, support blood sugar, and feel young again, naturally, safely, and without stress. So whether you're just beginning your journey or already trying to manage blood pressure, diabetes, or stubborn belly fat, remember this: your muscles haven't given up on you. All they need is the right kind of support, and you can start today with one small scoop and one small step.